Ready, ready. Okay. Yep. Get ready. Ready. Maybe I'm ready. My feet got wet, but I tell you what, it didn't go up over my boot. My boot. Yeah. Recording audio? Yeah.
Thank you. They wanted back here pretty bad, didn't they? Yeah, pretty much. Good job. Oh yeah. I'm through. That was fun. Say hi to the camera.
So the first part of the video, we started out our first day of the Smoky Mountain 500, just the two of us, and we did part of the red section on day one. We very quickly realized that riding just two riders isn't the safest way to do the SM500. So that night at camp, we camped out at TWO in Suches, Georgia, and we decided to come up with a different game plan. We started talking to some of the other riders there, and we met a really great group. They have a Facebook motorcycle training group called Tweet, Two-Wheeled Exploration, Adventure, and Training. Most of the people are in Florida, and they do most of their training events in the North Florida area. So if you're in that area, check them out. Super great group of people. They do training events once a month. Really fun to ride with. So our next 2 days, we rode the SM500 with them. You want to talk about?
Yeah, so we started off on that morning riding with them, and we had a little safety briefing there at TWO and Suches, and we picked up on the green section, and we rode pretty much the entire green section that day. We had a little bit of time constraints with daylight hours, so we ended up riding a little bit of road just to try to beat the dark. So we clipped just the last little bit of the green section that day. And absolutely outstanding day. Took a lot of breaks and stretched our legs and just kind of had general camaraderie talks and snack, if you need it, rehydrate and all that. Hydration's important on a ride like this, as well as sleep. Even your rest is important. I don't know what else to say other than it was an absolutely awesome day.
It was a lot of fun. The most fun day was day 3, where we did the water crossings, and I actually almost ejected that day because I'm new to off-road, and as much fun as I had, I realized very quickly that it is very exhausting. So I see a lot of forums where new riders are talking about doing the SM500, and there's all these maps and people have this 3-day layout on it. I will tell you this as a new rider, unless you do a lot of off-road riding, it is going to be very challenging to complete this in 3 days. I even did some body conditioning before this ride, and I found out after day 1 I had body parts I didn't know I had.
Kickstands up. Have fun, be safe. Yep, and I forgot to come out for one day. Well, I'm just going to eat it today. Yeah, well, there'll be another stop there. Yeah. 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 In this type, I would say max they're 200 miles. In this type condition. These people are badasses. I got a strange feeling. Randy knew that because he told us. I didn't read you the text, but he said, "Good luck keeping up." That was something I don't. I probably should have aired our tires down a little bit for today too. Okay, I'm going to teach you something that I should have taught you yesterday. When you're standing up, if you want to turn right, push down with your right foot and watch your bike tip in. It gives you great control over the bike. Yeah, see what I mean? I got a smidge sketchy for me right there. Yeah. Keep going. That's good stuff, as long as there's not a big chug hole. And that's where looking ahead helps. And you know, if you see it, you know you're going to hit it. Just hit it head on, and you know, just let your knees be the shock absorbers. Stand up off the seat if you can. Yeah, that's a big chunk rock. Yeah. Yeah.
So the group of riders we were with, there were 15 of us, and most of the people were on BMW GS 1250s, and a couple of the other riders were on more off-road type bikes.
Yeah, there was a Tiger 900. There was a CRF 300L.
T-Dub 200.
No, it was an XT250. And let's see, somebody was on a GS 850 also, I believe.
With that said, our little Honda XR150Ls kept up and did an amazing job.
Yeah, they really did. I wasn't sure what to expect out of them on a little more serious off-road type trail like this, and they actually did really good. It's a tad harsh compared to some better full off-road dirt bikes that some of y'all may be used to riding. I've had some other bikes that the suspension was definitely better on than these bikes, but for what they are at their price point, they actually do quite adequate. You know, you're not going to go as fast on these bikes as you could on full-on dirt bikes, obviously, but they were up to the task, and I do not have a complaint. I actually only bottomed out the suspension one time on this entire ride. So they are adequate in my opinion. And the stock tires were adequate in my opinion. Would I have preferred full knobbies? Absolutely. But that's what we had, and they weren't worn out yet, and I typically don't change tires unless I have to.
Yeah, also, we looked into getting knobbies and we actually couldn't get them in time for our trip. So that was also part of the consideration. But one of the things we did consider doing was airing down the tires. And ultimately, we decided not to do that. And it worked out well for us. I never bottomed out my bike, so it was perfect for my size and weight. The only complaint I had, because it is a small bore motorcycle, and the power is a little anemic on it, and it was probably due to my inexperience with mountain off-road riding, is that sometimes I didn't judge the inclines properly and I didn't have the right gear. Some of those climbs required first gear and I was in second, and consequently I dumped the bike a time or two because of it.
It doesn't have the torque. If you're in second gear and you're starting to lug it, it doesn't have torque. You gotta be a little bit ahead on your shifting on these bikes.
Yeah.
You're doing good. That one. Uh-huh. Yeah. I'm gonna slow down, make sure our gas sees the turn. I'm gonna slow down, make sure our gas sees the turn off. There. Alright, I'm back with you. If you notice yourself riding your brake a lot, you can downshift the gear. So.
Good fuel economy on the bikes off-road.
Okay, so fuel economy on the bikes was pretty good off-road. We were getting about 100 miles per gallon on this particular trip, and we were at a varied riding speed depending on what the trail allowed. It ranged anywhere from as slow as 5 to 10 miles an hour to as much as 45 or 50 in a few spots where it was nice and groomed roads. But yeah, on average, we got about 100 miles per gallon on the SM500, and the bikes don't really need extra fuel tanks or extra large fuel tanks or anything, in my opinion. For this trip, they're adequate. We did carry extra fuel in our fuel bottles, and if you need it, take it or get a larger tank. But we didn't find that we needed it on the XRs.
No. So camping along the way. We started out the trip at Two Wells of Suches, which is in Georgia. That is a beautiful campground. They have parking available there if you want to trailer your bike in. They have tent camping sites. They also have cabins, and they offer meal service, which is limited. They are a seasonal business, and I believe they only do meals on the weekends there, even though they do allow camping throughout the week. The next place we stayed was in Tellico Plains, Tennessee, at Cherahola Mountain Trails Campground. That was a nice facility. They have tent camping. They also have cabins on property, showers. They actually offer shower suites, so toilet and private showers. And then
They had breakfast available the next morning. I don't know if they do other meals or not.
I'm not sure about the meals, and I think that they will only do that for groups. So I think that's something that has to be coordinated ahead of time. We finished up the trip at just outside Robbinsville. We stayed at Iron Horse Motorcycle Lodge, and that place has a reputation for being fairly rowdy and having a large Harley group. But we were there kind of towards the end of the season during the week. It was very quiet. It's a very nice facility. They have a variety of cabins and lodges that you can rent, and they also have tent camping. Lots of parking for motorcycles and trailers. They have covered parking there. They also have food service there that was very good. Good bathroom facilities, good laundry facilities.
Outstanding fireplace.
Outstanding outside patio and porch. Fire pit they have going every night when the weather's cool. It's really a beautiful facility they have there.
Yeah, it was a unique place, and I like that place a lot. I thought it was very nicely done and pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. All in all, what do you think about the SM500?
I love it. It's my second time to ride it, and it is really, really fun. It's just the right amount of ease and challenge, in my opinion. So it's a good mixed bag for a new rider. It can be very challenging, depending on the bike you're on.
It was terrifying at times for a new rider.
It can be terrifying at times.
But exhilarating all the same.
Yes. So your bike choice, your tire choice, and the weather that you have are huge factors in the outcome of your riding experience on the SM500. I am not an expert by any means, but I have ridden it twice now, and it's a lot of fun for me. The first time I rode it, I did it on a Suzuki DR350, and that was an ideal bike to ride the SM500 on, in my opinion. I loved it. It was great. The XRs are adequate. If you have one, it is capable of doing the whole SM500 on completely stock motorcycle, in my opinion.
Yep.
Get your butts out there and go have some fun, everybody.
Like and subscribe.